So it's going to be interesting to see how they both deal with the demands and as well talk about the heat demands and the weight as well. We'll talk about the weight first. We talked about AJ's weight. It's come down from 250, 254, about 245 against Ruiz. And then because when he lost to Ruiz, he thought, right, I'm going to drop down my weight. Since then, Ruiz 237, it's gone up to 240 for his last two fights. It seems like he's settling around about there. But the physical difference in his physique compared to when he fought Klitschko is massive, massive difference. Because even though it's a big difference, it's 10 pounds, which is less than 5% body mass difference. What significance does that actually have on his fitness compared to what is kind of taken away? He's probably taken away some strength, some power. He's probably not doing as much strength training to keep on that mass, and he's focusing more on fitness. But how much work does he actually have to do to make that impactful?
I think it comes down to, there's obviously a metabolic cost that is associated with each one of those activities. Your jabs and your feints and your footwork. So that you have to be able to understand where that energy is coming from, what likely intensity that those activities are going to be, and factor that into your training. So yes, you could be lighter, but that change in body weight needs to be put in perspective to the strategy, but also what you're doing in your conditioning as well. So if the goal of being lighter is to move around more or throw more shots, you also have to think about, okay, so how am I going to support those demands from a metabolic perspective? What is the best, is it best for us to place our focus on to be able to support those metabolic demands? And so you can't get away from the fact that it's still a high intensity sport. So thinking, okay, so we need to do more fitness now and go on long road runs, that's not going to cut it.
No.
Because that's not supporting the physiological demands of the sport, which is it's a high intensity intermittent sport. So you can't just go, okay, I'm gonna drop weight and then I'm just gonna do a lot of road running, and that's gonna help me lose a little bit more weight because I'll be in a greater negative energy balance, and it's also going to help my fitness as well. It needs to still be supported with high intensity conditions.
At the end of the day, he's still 240 pounds.
Yeah.
Still a big guy, 6'6".
Yeah.
Full muscle.
Yeah.
You're saying about like kind of like when we're looking at Ruiz and like the amount of weight drop that he did, like how impactful would that be on his VO2 max, his relative VO2 max?
Yeah.
And it's like you're taking away probably a lot of strength, but you're not actually increasing your VO2 max that well.
Yeah.
So you're not really improving that fitness.
Yeah.
You're more, I think personally, like, I think that he could perform better around about 243, 245, so a little bit heavier, get that little bit stronger. I think he looks like he's put on a bit of mass, based off like the videos and what I've seen as well. Actually, they've been both quite secretive about the training. This time we haven't really seen a lot, but me and kind of like the photos and being at press conferences and stuff like that, it looks like he's put on a bit more mass. And I think that the strength training and being physically imposing will benefit AJ more by being that little bit heavier. You've just got to have the fitness to be able to deal with that.
The right type of fitness.
And that's what we've been working with Fabio Worthy with. I can't remember numbers off the top of my head, but he's put on around about 6 kilos since joining the Boxing Science program, and he's gone up bit by bit. He hasn't gone up, boom, 6 kilos straight away, putting on 6 kilos of lean mass. He's gone half kilo at a time, and now is strong and fit and able to take them physical characteristics to heavier weight. And that's what you need to. So the bigger that you are is often better as long as you're conditioning yourself.
Yeah,
and they're the challenges that Usyk has when he's been creeping up. Obviously, we're under 200 pounds when he was boxing at cruiserweight, and he's gone up 215 against Chisora, and then it was 220 against AJ. And what people are saying from what they've seen at the press conference, it looks even bigger now. So it's going to be interesting to see what he is. I think he's going to come in about 224, I think. So 224, 225, just a few pounds heavier. What kind of things that does he need to focus on? Like if he's gone heavier.
Yeah.
Again, pacing.
Again, yeah.
It's
like if he is, and one of the things that we do focus on quite a bit is it doesn't matter so much with a heavyweight, but when do they hit their fight weight in fight camp? So how far away from fight night do they hit their target weight, and so how much sparring can they do at that weight as well? Because without having that information in sparring, and we know that AJ will record his sparring and he will have video analysts have a look at his sparring. But you need that information in order to make a good decision about how that mass is affecting or changing performance. And then you can start to make some decisions about the type of condition. I mean, you can make educated guesses fairly early on. So with Usyk creeping up in weight, he's got to make the same considerations that Joshua has had to make previously.
Throughout his career.
Throughout his career. And they're a smart camp. Smart camp. They'll know this. Usyk's smart. And he knows better than anyone
base
how
is
he
covered.
feels. Every base is covered. He knows how he feels. He knows what at what weight he feels best at. And what he shouldn't look to do is try and second guess what Joshua's going to do. And Usyk should play to his own strengths. I think, and be his economical self.